What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to take a look at, well, I guess, a little bit of a safety course here on what you should not do on stream with a firearm. We've seen all kinds of Twitch fails at this point, man, and they range from pretty much everything you can really think of. I mean, people being trolled into saying this is a robbery at the store on a real-life stream, or embarrassing moments in your bedroom playing video games. I mean, they happen, you know, it's just streams, but this is one of those times where we're gonna have to actually have a little chat, okay, about what's going on here, because I feel like for some reason a lot of people just aren't educated on how to handle a firearm and they have no idea what they're doing. So you end up getting situations like this when that occurs, by the way, when people don't know what they're really doing and don't really have any awareness about what they have in their hands, and they think that it's a toy, and the next thing you know, somebody can really end up hurt. You know, that's kind of how guns work. So this all really comes here from Sor Carl, or, well, he was known as Sor Carl. Now he will be having to change his name. We'll get into that here in a little bit. And I'm not really sure what was going on. It sounds like he might have been playing Call of Duty in the background. And, I don't know, he just kind of brandished a firearm on stream, started talking about all this goofy stuff, trying to, I guess, be funny or something, and then next thing you know, he blows a can, or a jug, or jar, whatever you want to call it, a little tub, I guess, that's the right word, of G Fuel to smithereens. So, without any further ado, go ahead and take a look at this one, because, well, I have plenty to say.
Hostile VTOL warship inbound.
Bitch, say I ain't got money. Say I ain't got money. God damn. What the fuck?
Alright, so I love when the immediate shock of what happened finally hits him, and he realizes, like, oh my god, I actually just did that. Okay, for starters, the first two things, or I should say the first three things that I see in this live stream is a beer, and then we have a loaded firearm, apparently, and then we have somebody who is now combining both of those things. Alright, first and foremost, firearms and alcohol don't really mix well. People who have been drinking should not really be out here having, you know, a firearm in their hand. That's not really how that works. At least that's not really how it should work. So with that being said, there was already somewhat of a problem, okay? Alright, so here's a little bit of gun safety 101. I'm gonna give you guys this one for free. It's something you should 100% know if you have even access to one of these things, is that you do not put your finger on the trigger unless you intend to shoot the gun, especially if there's a magazine in it or the gun is not on safety. I mean, you shouldn't really do it ever, but especially when those other circumstances are really around. What you're holding in your hand is not a toy, okay? You do not pull these things out on live stream and play with them like they're a toy. If you want to do that, use something like a Nerf gun, where you're not going to, I don't know, potentially fucking kill somebody if you mess up. Number two, you really should not be keeping magazines or ammunition inside of the gun, and then just kinda, you know, waving it around, messing with it, things like that. Really just not a good idea, okay? Just don't do that. Number three, okay? If there's still a magazine inside the gun and it has ammunition in it, racking it back and chambering out a round is not gonna do anything. So, I don't know, what I think happened here is, like, he thought maybe that there wasn't any more ammunition in the magazine, and he, of course, you know, racked it back. He chambered out the round that came out on the table, and he was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm good, maybe? Obviously, when you rack the gun and something ejects out of it, if there's something else behind it, like another bullet behind it, I guess I should say, it is going to become chambered. So if there's literally any magazine or anything in the gun, don't even play around with it like that. It's not even something to risk. Now, in reality, he's just lucky that he didn't shoot himself or anyone else, or I guess anything else that wasn't really important, right? He blew away like a little tub of G Fuel and maybe like a cup or something that was nearby, but nothing that isn't replaceable. I mean, you see how people are on the internet sometimes. They be, you know, putting it up to their head, you know, acting like they're gonna do something stupid, you know, waving it around at people. A situation like this, somebody legitimately could have ended up dead.
I swear to God, I just emptied the mag.
Okay, so he claims that he emptied the mag, but regardless, if you keep chambering the rounds that are there, the gun is still gonna be ready to go. Like, you either didn't clear the magazine or I don't really know, you know? Like, I can't really think of anything except for don't put the magazine in the gun if you're gonna play around with it like a toy, which you should already never be doing. Like, if you've ever handled a gun, you should know how many bullets or how much ammunition is inside of the gun at all times. Especially if you load it to like max capacity, you should always know that. Well, this all kind of had some very real world implications for him because not only was he banned from Twitch for this clip, but he was also removed from his position at Soar Gaming, which obviously is a gaming team. Now, from the sounds of it, he was playing like Black Ops 2 Plutonium in the background. So, I mean, like, he was streaming a video game when this whole thing happened. But it's pretty much, it seems like, over. Like, his career is kind of ruined at this point. Because, number one, he was actually a pretty well-known member of SOAR, if we're keeping it honest here. Like, it's not like this is some nobody or something like that. Like, no one knows who this is. I mean, this is Soar Carl. The dude has 332,000 Twitter followers. And he actually put out an apology video because of what happened. I mean, his career at this point is pretty much irreversibly damaged by this clip.
I'm sure you guys saw the clip from my stream last night. I'm sure you guys probably saw the tweet from Soar saying I'm not in Soar anymore. That is rightfully so. I made my biggest mistake of my entire life last night, and it could ruin my life. I just want to thank Soar for, doing what they needed to do, and I don't know. I just really appreciate the Soar boys and everything they've done for me, and I hope you guys know I have no hatred towards them or anything like that. I have nothing but love for those people, and they did what they needed to do because I'm an idiot, and I could have possibly ruined my life. I could have hurt somebody. I could have hurt myself. I could have hurt one of my animals, and that's unforgivable. I just don't know what I'm going to do, I've put everything into my Twitch for the last 3-4 years. I've done it every single day, and I make this one mistake and it might ruin everything. And I just want you guys to know that that is not okay, what I did, and whatever happens, I deserve it, and it was my fault. And as much as I want to take it back, I can't. And I'm just really glad that I'm okay and nobody else got hurt. Don't be stupid. I've had that gun for 2 years, and all it takes is 2 seconds of stupid to ruin everything, to ruin somebody else, to ruin yourself. Don't do what I did. Learn from my dumb ass. Don't leave FaZe, and don't play with fucking guns. I am so stupid, and I'm so sorry.
Honestly, I think the response was actually pretty respectable. I mean, he obviously understands what he did and that it was wrong and that he should not have done it. So, I mean, I don't really need to sit here and like break this whole thing down to you. It's just a situation where it's like people need to be more educated about these things because people do treat these things like toys. Like people like playing around with them. They think it makes them look cool and shit like that. Like J. Cole literally has already told you guys that a pistol in your hand doesn't make you real. They're not really something that you should be playing around with regardless of the situation. I mean, if you want to play around with guns, get an airsoft gun, get a Nerf gun, something like that. But I mean, he's had this gun for all this time, and like, there's so many blatant failures of gun safety throughout this entire thing. It's like, I don't know, people should definitely be learning about what to do and what not to do with these things before they get them. Like, I understand why people have them and everything, but you can really fuck somebody up. And it's not something that you should take lightly. I know a lot of people, think that I'm just considering the hypotheticals, like, what if he did this? What if he did that? And in a lot of situations, I'll be like, oh, okay, that's a fair argument. But I mean, with something like this, I mean, it can quite literally be life or death. With things like this, you have to consider the hypotheticals. In gun safety, you have to consider hypotheticals. I mean, I'm just glad that I was taught how to pretty much use these things at a young age, right? Like, I know a lot of people don't get that experience, like shooting a gun and stuff at an early age and having your dad teach you about them and stuff like that, but more people definitely should. And if it's not, doing it at a young age with your dad or with your kid or whatever, I mean, just go to a range and like take a class, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's really just a necessity, man, when you have something like this. But that's really the most I'm gonna harp on about this. There was a rumor going around that his girlfriend or his fiance or whatever was breaking up with him throughout the same day that this whole thing happened, right? So that would have meant that he lost basically his Twitch career, his position in Soar Gaming, and his girlfriend slash fiance or whatever in the same day. And honestly, that'd have been tough. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'd have felt pretty sorry for him at that point, because it's like, that's gotta be a pretty bad day. But he has come out and said that his relationship situation is no different and that everything seems to be all good, so that's good news. Honestly, I don't really think this is something he should lose his entire career over. I mean, I know that Twitch is like really strict with things like this, but I don't know if he should literally lose everything because of this mistake. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just not thinking of everything here, but I'm sure he will be able to rebound in some way from this whole thing. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this video, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter at SubToOptimus. I post memes, thoughts, and updates over there. Make sure to check out www.shopopti for all of the freshest official Optimus merch on the planet. Also, check out OpTube down below while you're there. And thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. But until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, making sure everything is chambered out and not having a magazine in the firearm, and signing out.